making friends. My name is Joeebalestrieri. Welcome to my work table. This is super exciting. I have literally been expecting these beads since Monday, and today is Thursday, so you know that I've been like climbing out of my skin, but they finally arrived and I am so excited. What you are looking at is from didi'sbeads. It is her Deluxe Czech bundle. She puts these bundles together. They are amazing, fabulous samplers of Czech glass beads. And I don't even know where she sources her beads, but she is amazing at finding cool shapes, things that are really different, really unique that you don't see anywhere else. And I guarantee that if you're able to get your hands on one of these bundles, that it will spark creativity that you didn't even know you had in yourself, because that's what happens to me every time I get one of these. So there are not huge quantities of the different beads, but there are 25 little bags in this particular Czech bead bundle, and already I've designed a couple of projects. In fact, I'm so excited about this little bead right here that as soon as I'm finished unboxing, I'm going to do a project with those. I'll put it right in this video. So in the last Czech bundle that I got, or the time before, with only adding some seed beads from my stash, I was able to do this whole bracelet with just the Czech bundle, and it's not really curated. We're so used to getting boxes where, you know, everything matches and is put together, but these are like truly samples, and they are packed with Czech glass flowers and just really amazing shapes. And some of my favorite things are in this box, but also some things that I have never seen before. So let's dive right in. As I said, there are 25 items in this box. They are limited. She does like limited drops of these, so I highly recommend this. It is so great to spark your creativity and kind of, you know, get you thinking outside the box a little bit with your jewelry making. So I'm going to start with what's out here on my mat. Aren't these cool? Like, I have never seen this shape, but it's like a frosted, kind of a frosted Czech glass bead. The little drill hole goes right up the middle, and like there's enough quantity here to actually just do a bracelet, just a simple line bracelet. You could put something cool in between, but also these would make fabulous earrings, you know, hanging this way. I mean, what a cool bead. And then look at this, you guys. It's like a little fossil with a little dragonfly. He kind of looks like he's etched in the stone. And look at this amazing shape. Like right here, my brain says make a cool pendant, add some drops or some tassels hanging from beneath that, and voila, a necklace. So like right off the bat, just with this one bead, and this is huge. I don't know what the millimeter is on this, but this is huge. And then if you've been on my channel at all, you know that I love wildlife and animals, and we have a lot of turtles, and I live around a lake, and there are also 2 ponds, and we have a lot of turtles and a lot of wildlife, and I often put film footage at the end of my videos from my morning walks, and I am just absolutely dying over this little Czech glass turtle. Look how perfect he is. I love the gold wash. I love that kind of neutral green. I mean, it is just so, this just speaks to my heart. He is so cute, and I can tell you he's going to be a bracelet that I will wear, because that is the kind of thing that I would put on my wrist so that I can really see it and really enjoy it. But he is just absolutely adorable. I'm tempted to name him Herman. I know that's silly, but I just really love that bead. And then look at these cool drops. Aren't they amazing? They are like really smooth, just this perfect little drop, and they have a copper wash on them, and I just love that kind of warm metallic wash, and I will mix that with gold. I mean, gold and silver mix is really on trend for 2024, but that, like, again, right off the bat, there is a stunning pair of earrings, but you could also thread these and make a focal on a bracelet or a necklace if you thread them back to back like that. So again, as I said, when I get these little Czech bundles, they just make me create just almost involuntarily. And then I have to say, this is one of my favorite Czech beads ever. Maybe my favorite bead ever. I don't know what it is about this little brick shaped bead. It's a flower bead because the flower is embossed on the top, but it's shaped in the shape of a brick and it has a little bit of dimension to it. And I love the wash over the embossing of the flower so you can really see it. And it's just that oblong, almost a cylinder bead, but in the shape of a brick. I absolutely love this. I have this in a couple of pinks, and there are 2 greens and 2 browns in this. And as I was taking this out to start my video, I was even thinking that might be really pretty with the turtle. I mean, I don't know, I could make 50 projects in my brain just with what's there. And then I'm going to jump to this one next because I have never seen this shape. And Stella, the founder and curator of this, of didi'sbeads, she is notorious for finding bead shapes that are unusual and different and that I've never seen before. And you know, I've seen a lot of beads, so that is saying something. But look at this cool bead. It's really organic and like funky and weird and wonderful. I mean, I just love it. And like there's 2 colors in here. There's almost like a teal in with this amber glass, and they're just amazing. I mean, I hope the camera is rendering like all the waviness and the way there's a little bit of flash as this bead goes around. And again, there's enough quantity here to do a bracelet, or if you wanted to do like the focal on a necklace. I mean, I just absolutely love that bead, and I've never seen it before. And then this is another, this is like the shape of a little pillow. Look how cool that is, but it has a diagonal checkerboard embossed on both sides. I mean, look at the detail on this bead and little dots in between each of the diamonds on the checkerboard. And it is puffy, kind of like a little pillow bead. Absolutely adorable. And there are 4 of those. So like, you know, the obvious thing when you get a sampler like this is to make a bunch of earrings, and I am going to do some earrings with this box. And that's so great if you have a lot of gifts to make for any holiday or any family gathering, if you do craft fairs, if you sell online. Sitting and making earrings is just a wonderful way to make a little bit of money. If you sell in boutiques, earrings are like a big, you know, a big thing that people buy when they're shopping on a vacation or on a trip. I recently did a video on Anna Maria Island where I sold my jewelry, and you know, so a sampler like this can be amazing for really unique, one-of-a-kind earrings. I just love this so much. I'm excited. I just love it so much. And then look at this, you guys. A Czech glass is so unbelievably detailed. So this has a very delicate Aurora Borealis, the AB finish. I'm not seeing it there in the camera light. It has a fluting that's diagonal and kind of like a candy cane almost that goes around this bead. And it's a cone-shaped bead, but almost like a candy corn because it's not perfectly round like a cone. It's a little bit flat. And I don't know if you can see from the profile on the top, but what a stunning bead. I have never seen this bead. And again, there's 3 pieces here. So you could easily do a pair of earrings and then add something to this and make a charm for a coordinating bracelet, or put all 3 of them in a bracelet design, you know, like that. That would be so pretty. I mean, like I said, when I get these little bundles of Czech glass, they just inspire me so much. And if you ever feel stuck with your designs or your creativity, this is a great way to get unstuck. It really is. And then look at this. This is another stunning bead, and I have not seen this before. This has the most amazing finish on it. It's almost like a satin gold wash on top of a really pale, kind of a neutralized peach color. But it's a little teardrop, but like a puffy teardrop. Actually, if it looks like a drop of water, you know, it's so beautiful, just so beautiful. And with this cool shape, again, you can create patterns where you string these or wire these back to back like that, and then you get a whole different unique shape. You can do the skinnier side, the pointier side together, and then you've just created a whole nother shape. And then if you wanted to do earrings or drops or dangles, They look great this way. If you turn it this way, you can add another little bead. Like I'm going to jump over here and pick up a flower bead. You can add another little bead to the bottom. I mean, like I said, creativity is flowing from this little design. And then I'm not going to spend too much time on these, but these are patterned and they are satiny glass, and both of them are different. They are even different from side to side, and these are going to be my first project. I am absolutely in love with this bead. How stunning. And I wish we had Feel-O-Vision because they are so smooth, like they feel like satin glass in my hands. So I'm going to set those aside because that's my first project, and as I said, as soon as I share all of this with you, we're going to make something really cool with those. And then we're going to jump over to my little dish. This Czech bundle is packed with the Czech glass flowers in all different shapes and sizes, and I love them. Absolutely love them. I can never have enough Czech glass flowers. I was telling a friend that I destash a lot of my beads because I'm kind of hyper organized, but I have a real problem destashing Czech glass flowers. I really do. I kind of hoard them. I always feel like, oh, I might want that, you know. And so look at this. This is that beautiful like sienna color with a turquoise wash. I love this flower. Again, this can go in a million different ways. Earrings, a bracelet. This is large enough to create a pendant with it, or like a focal point on a piece. And there are two of them. So, you know, the obvious thing is earrings, but you can do so much. You can put those together and make the focal on a bracelet. And then in this bundle, which I would actually put these together, I would actually use these in the same project. I find that the finishes and colors of Czech glass often go together even when you don't expect them to go together, and this is a case in point. Look at this little dahlia flower. It's so beautiful, and it has a copper wash, but it has a little bit of the pale turquoise in the glass. So again, I would happily mix these like in a bracelet. Just beautiful. Let me find the little hole on this one. Look at that. Aren't they gorgeous? I love that little bit of like sunflower yellow and then the copper wash on top. And again, there are two of each of those. And then I put a bunch of the little flowers in the mix. I love this little guy. It is like a 3-petal flower, and it has a gold wash, so you can really see the detail in the bead. That is what fascinates me with Czech glass, is even a flower that's the size, or a bead that's the size of the tip of your finger, you can see all this amazing detail. It really is art glass. Absolutely beautiful. And even the wash, look at the wash on this, how it's like fanned out. It's not just laying in the lines, but it really gives you the sense that it's a flower bead. I love those. And there's a really good little quantity of those. And then this is a bead I'm familiar with and have in many colors. This is the Czech glass tulip bead, but oh, that one's got a little bit of, that one's a little bit funky. Let me show you a different one. Look at the detail on this little bead. It's like the little folds of a tulip that is just blooming, and it has kind of that acid wash on one side, and then it's really satiny on the other side. So that is really cool. And then I love this. This is a bead. Each one is a little bit different. If I can hang on to it. It goes from being able to see through the glass to an opaque pink, and it has a little clover embossed in the glass and then a gold wash over the clover so that you can really see the imprinting. And look at the profile of this bead. It just looks like a little bubble or like a little egg. It's so beautiful, and each one is a little different. Let me put, I really can't hold on to them today. Let me put a couple on my wire. I get so excited when I get a bunch of Czech glass like this that I like have the can't hold on to anything. But look how each one of these is slightly different, where the pink fades into the clear. Some is across the middle, some at one end or the other. I mean, that is just beautiful. Again, if you just strung these for a really sweet little bracelet, and put something cool in between each of the beads. That is its own little story there. And then I have a couple more Czech glass flowers. I'm jumping around in my little dish, but aren't these gorgeous? I think these might make their way into my next project. I love the color on these. Find the hole. I love the color on these. It's such a rich, deep blue and very neutralized blue. And then look at the little metallic wash. So it really highlights all of the detail in this flower bead, like all of the little lines in the flower petals and the dots and the kind of like the center of the flower that's kind of fluffy. Like if this was a solid dark blue, you wouldn't see any of that. But this beautiful metallic wash just makes these gorgeous. I mean, Czech glass flowers are just amazing. I love them. And then this is a cool bead. We recently had this in Didi's Deluxe bead box. So any of you who missed out on that box but have seen the videos on it, I did a couple of videos with it. It was kind of a Cleopatra and the Pyramids theme. So if you missed out on that box but you loved the unique beads, there is some of those in this Deluxe Czech bundle. Stella will often do that. If she has beads left over from creating a box, she will often put them on the website in different forms. You can either buy them individually or in a bundle. So if something is sold out, I highly encourage you to go to her website and check and see if you can find it, because what she finds, her beads are consistently unique and special and things you're not seeing anywhere else. And the website is amazing. It really is. It's colorful, it's animated, it's well organized. It is absolutely a pleasure to shop her website. I'm going to jump over here to this is another favorite in this bundle. This is another Czech glass tulip, but look at this gorgeous glass. Can you see like the lines and the striations as the glass goes from clear pink to an opaque pink and even into white? And this is another one of those beads where each one is unique. Each one has its own beauty, its own color story happening, its own little lines and markings. It's beautiful. I absolutely love these. Absolutely love these. These would be the sweetest little earrings, but there's plenty of these. Like this could be an earring and bracelet set very easily. And then along with Czech glass flowers, another thing that I never seem to be able to destash and that I love and use constantly are Czech glass leaf beads. And so we got a little grouping of this cool leaf bead, and they are side drilled like a briolette, so you can put a jump ring through them or you can briolette wrap them. You can do so much with this bead, and I love the gold wash. And this is a satin glass with a gold wash, so you don't have a lot of sparkle or bling with it, which makes it just absolutely perfect to mix in. Like you know, I've always mix in leaves like in with my flowers, and it just, you don't even need a lot, but it adds so much dimension to any kind of a design. Really, really stunning, beautiful, and such a sweet size too. And then look how cool these are. These are little, like they're like the acid etched owl beads. And again, can you see the detail on this little owl? He is two-sided. And this bead is as big as the tip of my finger, but he is so dimensional. I can see his eyes, his wings, his little feet, his little ears, like even the markings of the feathers on the owl. So for such a small bead, OMG, he is gorgeous. And I have to say, like, we're, you know, in the middle of summer right now, but the next season coming up is autumn. And for some reason, for me, I start pulling out my owl beads when I'm doing autumnal jewelry. I just, it's just a thing with me. I love owls in the autumn. I don't know why, but I do. And then there are these cool, cool little drops. And they have like that, that purple kind of peacock luster on the back. And then they have this coppery color on the front. And they are just beautiful. They're like a little flat teardrop, but they're actually have, again, this is the thing with Czech glass, the shapes are amazing. This is a little bit domed on this side, just ever so slightly, and then it's a concave on the back side, just ever so slightly. And so simple to work with. You can put a jump ring through there, and again, like cluster these in a design, you know, just stack them right on top of each other like that. I mean, I get so many ideas with these amazing shapes, and this is a drop that I don't have in my stash, and I don't know if I've ever even seen it. It's so cool. And this is a little mix of pinch beads, and so beautiful. There's a pink, which is kind of an opaque pink. There's a little bit of white in it, and then look, I picked up another pink one, and then look at this. This one is like a white and silver, half, you know, half each, half white, half silver. And it looks like that one even has the AB on it. I love pinch beads. They're just such a cool shape. They're almost like a 3D diamond kind of, and you know, but I guess I always think of them as pinch beads because my fingers fit on each of the sides, but I love those. So what a fun little mix. I mean, you can even use these where I often pull out seed beads in a design to add length or, you know, add some texture. Pinch beads can even kind of double as your seed bead. And then this is a shape, again, I don't know where Stella sources her beads, but this is a shape that I have never seen. And this bead is amazing. So it's three-sided. It's also like smooth and rounded like a bubble. And then in the center of each side is a little concave, little, you know, inverted dot. And it's also got like the green on one side and then this beautiful wash on the other side. And there's a great quantity of those. And another one of my loves are cube beads, and there is a colorful mix. Let me just pick up a few. This is like a multicolor cube bead, but these are they have a little wash, it looks like, over each of the colors. It looks like there's a little bit of a gold or copper wash on it, and it's just like a rainbow mix. There's a little bit of turquoise in here. There's some yellow. There's a couple of red ones. I mean, honestly, this is another thing that instead of seed beads, if you need to extend your length of something, I mean, look how cool they are just strung. And I have to tell you, I was reading an article about a jewelry company that is just really having a moment in Italy, and they kind of feature colorful beads, smaller jewelry, really simple jewelry, and this bead strand reminds me of what I saw in that article. It kind of is taking over the friendship bracelets in Italy right now, and I actually think I might do a video on that. But this little mix of colors in these Czech glass cube beads is amazing. I mean, I don't want to even put that down. That is just happiness right there. And it's so simple, but so stunning. Let's see, did I get, oh no, I don't want to miss this because this is another amazing little bead. This is a square, almost like a glass spacer bead. And I'm going to try to pick up a few on here because it is a mix of a purple, pink, and sagey green. And look how cool that is. It's a little square bead, but almost like a diamond because the sides of the shape are not straight. They're kind of curved in. And so you get these beautiful little points. I mean, what dimension, just stringing them together, what dimension you could get in a project with that. And I adore this color combination. That is me, 100% pink, purple, and then a really neutral green for a little pop of color and, you know, adding life to things. I absolutely love, love, love this little mix of beads. So let's see, did I get everything? I think I did. So I am going to pause here and kind of clean up a little bit, and I will be back with a project that is super fun and super easy. If you're going to make along with me, you will need some 22 gauge wire and your tools, and I think you'll really enjoy this project. It's easy, fun, and very unique. Be right back. It'll just be a second for you. So when I say that these Czech sampler bundles really inspire creativity. I was not kidding around. My intention was to do this earring. I was really excited about the design idea, and I was cleaning up to come back and share that with you. And I have done another earring that is super easy, super fun. It's a head pin earring. I'll show you exactly how I did it. But I also am just in love with this little turtle and these unusual shapes and these beautiful flower beads that were in the box. So I've already designed a bracelet as well. So I'm going to string this and do this in a separate video. Today I'm going to focus on these earrings. But you guys, this is the simplest. This is like, it takes a minute to make these earrings. It is a single head pin and your tools and whatever beads you want. It is super easy. You don't need an ear wire. They are fast and fun, and this is incredible how beautifully this design sits in your ear. So it just like is perfect for a piercing, just absolutely perfect. There were 2 of these little drop beads in the Czech bundle, and I took one of the little square kind of spacer beads, and then this little gold bead was left over from Didi's Deluxe bead box a couple months back. They are these beautiful little hematite spacers, and she's always so generous with her links that I have used and used and used these. I use them even in this bracelet, and I'm still going on this strand. She just knows like that you need those kinds of things in your design because it just like adds that little flash of color. So let's dive right in. This is a ball head pin. I'll show you which ones I'm using. These are from Potomac Beads. It's a 2-inch, and they have an antique copper plating. They have this beautiful new line called Athena Cast, and I just love it. So that's what I'm using. So if you're going to do these earrings, it's a good idea to use a high quality ball head pin because it's not only your stringing material, but it is also your ear wire. It's also a good idea to start with a really nice straight head pin so that you don't struggle when you're in the middle of making your earring. So I have that, and I'm just going to thread on this little Czech glass square bead in the purple and a little flash of gold and my little drop. And now I'm going to take my pliers and come up a little bit away from the top of that bead. You just need that little bit of space. I'm going to kind of measure with this one, and I'm just going to bend that forward just like a 45-degree angle. And then I'm going to use a bail making plier. I like this one, and you don't need a large mandrel. I'm going to use this smaller one. And I'm just going to put, whoops, I need this facing me. I'm going to put this in here like that. Make sure it's straight so that when you make you're literally making your ear wire at this point. So can you see how it's in the plier? And then I'm simply going to wrap that over the mandrel toward the back of the earring. Looks like this one might be a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I can straighten it out when I'm done. It's offset just a tiny bit. But that gives you a chance to open and close your pliers to strengthen your ear wire. And then I do one last thing. I take a flat nose plier, and I'm doing that just because of this width here. It gives me a measurement without measuring. And I'm just going to put it on the end of my head pin, which is now an ear wire, and just kick that out. And this earring is done. And these sit so cute in a piercing. I mean, they really do. You guys have to try this. Take a head pin and some beads and give this a go because it is fun and easy and fast, and they are gorgeous on. So I couldn't help myself, little extra bonus project. I'm going to dive into these. Now, normally I would have made my prototype first, and so you'd have something to look at. But for these, there's going to be some wrapping involved. So I have some 22 gauge wire, and I think I have about 10 inches here. I didn't really measure. So because these are earrings and there's going to be some wrapping involved, I want to take a Sharpie marker and just make a little mark on where I would start wrapping. And I'm going to, this length on this wire, that's going to be my ear wire. So I'm just going to like guesstimate right about there. And this will just make getting the second earring the same a lot easier to have that little mark. And I'm also going to do the same thing again and just make sure that I'm starting with nice straight wire. This is largely a wrapping project. I don't want to lose my, I don't want to wipe off my mark. This is largely a wrapping project. So it's a little bit forgiving, but I do want to start with a nice smooth wire. Okay, and just before I get started, these printed beads are different. They're different bead to bead, but also different side to side. So I just chose which two sides I like the best for my earrings. And so I'll start with this one. And now you'll see why I made that little mark. Can you see the little mark there? I'm going to put this wire right through that earring. And I'm going to put it so that that mark is just hiding on the inside of the bead. I don't want to see the mark. And that is where I'm going to push this to the back of this triangle point. Okay, and now I'm going to go under this other wire around to the front, lay it across that bead, and go back around to the back. So can you see? And I'm just doing that under and under just so that when I go to my second earring I can remember what I did. And now I'm going to come to the back with my pliers, and right in the middle of the bead I'm just going to turn that straight up. And this right here is going to become the ear wire. Now I have this length of wire to wrap. So I'm going to set this one down and go ahead and do the exact same thing on my second earring. I always find when I'm making an earring design, especially something that's a little bit different, that it's best to do both earrings at the same time, because it's amazing how quickly you forget what you have done, you know, whether it was on top or under. And so I know that I went under the other wire. I know that I crossed over the front. I went under that wire and all the way to the back. And now I'm going to come to the back here and just get this wire going straight up. And so now they're both exactly the same, and I can continue. Okay, so now I'm just going to start wrapping, and I'm going to do, let's see, let me bring this wire around to the back. And the point of this is to encase the wire that we just bent upward in the second wire, because this is going to be the ear wire. We're going to do the same thing that we did over here, but that will make it nice and secure and keep the little triangle bead facing forward. So I'm going to want to get down here. You could definitely do like a messy, you know, kind of controlled chaos wrap here. I'm going to start out with kind of neat wraps, and then I'll decide what I want to do after that. I've got a funky little, where's my nylon jaw pliers? I keep these handy when I'm wire working, because without marring your wire, you can definitely like tighten things and maneuver things. I kind of like seeing the tip of my triangle bead. So let's see. If I want to go around and cross over, well, that's pretty. And the nice thing about this design is if you don't like the way your wrap is looking, you can, you know, unwrap and go again. I like that. And now to secure this, I'm going to come up and over that upward facing wire and just make a little loop. I don't want the back of my earring to be a mess. But I really like the way the front looks. So now I'm going to set this one down and do the exact same thing on the other one. So like I say, if you do them together, it's a lot easier to kind of remember what you've done. Okay, that's pretty good. They look pretty good. Okay, now I'm just going to trim this off in the back, tuck this wire under. Okay, that's pretty. And do the same thing to this one. Okay, and now I am just going to thread on this bead. Let's see if I want a gold spacer here. Well, I have one that doesn't have a clear hole, so my handy little file, sometimes with Czech glass beads, the looks like on this one, the wash, the gold wash that they put over, looks like it blocked the hole. So I keep this little handy set of files when I need to clear a hole. This one's really blocked. Really skinny one. This is the coolest little set of files from Amazon. There's a few different thicknesses, and so you see like the junk, whatever was in the hole was keeping my wire from going through. It looks like it was a little bit of the gold wash that's on the top of the bead kind of blocked the hole. So now it's clear. There's the junk that was inside. Now it's clear. Now I can thread it on. So pretty. And now I'm going to do, let me just double check and make sure. I'm going to do, I love this. I'm going to do the same thing. Sorry, I'm distracted because I love the design so much. I'm going to do that exact same thing that we did on the first pair of earrings. Just come a little tiny bit above the bead and give that a 90-degree bend. Do the same thing on this one. Tiny bit above the bead, 90-degree bend. And then I'm going to use that same veil making plier and put my veil right there. And you know, if you want to, sometimes I do two at once when I'm making earrings. If you feel like you can't get the second one the same, you can line them up in your plier, especially when you have a long barrel like this, and just do them together. But I've done everything like step by step. This one is crooked. Let me readjust. Something's crooked here. It's the ear wire. Okay, let me go again. Now I'm just going to do that same thing and just bend this wire over the back, and my little ear hook is ready to go. You could use a larger one if you want, but I find for my piercings this fits really well. Let me do this one. Same thing. Okay, let me get my flat nose pliers in here. And kick that up like a little ear wire. Okay, and I'll do another thing on these earrings. I am going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to take my pliers And because this is 22 gauge wire, I'm just going to work harden. I'm putting a little bit of pressure, opening and closing my pliers on this, just to kind of work harden and stabilize that little ear wire. That little flower's gonna spin, but I think in the ear it's gonna be great. Do the same thing here, just open and close with a little, I know it's difficult through the camera to see that I'm using a little bit of force just to work harden. So those are the coolest earrings. I absolutely love them. I think they are lovely. I cannot wait to wear these. How beautiful and unique. I mean, they are so stunning and so easy, and literally just 2 beads and a little bit of wire. So cool. And I love these equally as much. Just a ball head pin and those earrings are done. So if you are interested in trying to get the Deluxe Czech bundle from didi'sbeads, I will put links to everything in the description box of this video. They are a limited edition always. I love supporting didi'sbeads. It's a small business. It's a woman-owned business, family-operated business, like all the things we love. So she does sell out quickly on her things, but I will put links in the description box, and I do have a discount code for didi'sbeads. It works on about 80% of the website, but certain things like these bundles, they are already priced so unbelievably well for getting 25 items, as you saw in my unboxing. And like I said, if you need a little inspiration, if you're feeling blocked, if you feel like you're doing the same old thing all the time, this is definitely a way to solve that problem. You just, because of all the unique shapes and getting a little sampler of all the different sizes, you can just have so much fun. And I'd be really surprised to if it didn't help like unblock you or give you some new ideas. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope you will subscribe to my channel, and if you like my content, it just takes like a tap to give me a thumbs up, and that really helps the algorithm to build the community and to let YouTube know that I'm doing a good job. And one more special note, Stella and I have done our second collaboration box, and it was also just delivered. So I have an unboxing coming up, and I have at least one project, but I already I know that I can't stop at one, and it's really good, you guys. It's so beautiful. I'm so proud of it. So again, tap that bell notification and subscribe so that you don't miss those upcoming things. And they are also limited edition. We're still feeling our way about how well received our collaboration box will be, and we're still deciding how often we want to do them and that kind of thing. So you can follow didi'sbeads on Facebook if you're on Facebook. If not, definitely follow my channel, because I post in the community tab of my channel, anything like that, so you have a good chance to get it. And she's not going to make them available for sale on the website until my unboxing, so that will make it a little bit fair for the quantity that we have for those that want one to try to get one. So again, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, jewelry making friends.